Hi Cancers, welcome to June reading. My apologies, I really have to make it no frills, no editing, and I hope you won't mind. I really like to have it a clean cut and to kind of like be a little bit head above the water, but as you probably know, there are like issues that I have to attend with my dad, and I still want you to get something, right? Something. So you have 10 of Pentacles. Wow, you have a Four of Swords. I just finished Cancer reading, Gemini reading. They had this. Whoa, they also had the Death. But you have the Chariot, which is your card, and you have Five of Pentacles. It's a little bit different meaning in this particular deck, so we'll go with that. 5 cards versus 3 cards. So I guess your spirit guides really want to talk about something very important in your particular life. So it sounds to me that the whole month is going to start with big shebang kind of a thing, right? And it's going to kind of like take you to the space, and space is family. Family is extremely important for you, even though sometimes you don't come across like that, right? Because after all, the Chariot card is that represents you. It's about, oh my gosh, look at how lovely it is in this Ethereal Visions deck. Ethereal Visions, it's really gorgeous deck. And we have like these two Sphinx. Only thing I don't like, it looks like he is kind of like hitting them, but no, it's not about hitting them. He actually doesn't really need to guide them. This is like a power of will. It's kind of like the cosmic power. You see the wings going forward, right? This is talking about willpower. And look at this, the watery kind of like influences that you have this particular month. You have Pentacles, which is talking about an earthy quality, about you grounding yourself, about you needing to kind of like really know where you're going. As I said, with this 10 of Pentacles and then follow up with 5 Pentacles, maybe you're going to feel a little bit displaced. Maybe you're going to feel that people are ungrateful, that people who should be there for you are, hello, where the hell are you? I really need you, right? Maybe you feel, or maybe for some of you, the relationships may end. You actually may be the one ending a relationship. This doesn't have to be necessarily end, it's period, it's done with, put a fork in me, I'm over. No, it could be simply a transformation into something else, because that's what the Death card can actually bring it forth, right? But then giving that the Chariot card came after this Death, and also this 5 of Pentacles. Be very careful what you wish for, guys, because you might feel kind of like, almost like drugged in a moment, and do things that you might really regret later, right? Because the Chariot really reminds us of self-assurance and willpower and determination, but also to be steadfast and kind of like have self-control in situations that will kind of like happen in order to ensure victory, right? But given that there's a 5 of Pentacles over here, somebody is not going to go with a program over here, and you will almost like be in a position where you'll try to force it to someone, and yeah, that kind of like usually doesn't work, right? You would not like something like this to happen. So hence, it's going to be full stop breaks. It's going to be, whoa, I don't know if you should go forward. I don't know if this should be happening. Just keep in mind, just because you give an ultimatum to someone, or somebody gives an ultimatum to you, that doesn't mean it's like say it so. You can always just ignore it and just go with the speed that is kind of good for you. Chariot is very fast. Chariot is in charge of all the knights in basically the whole deck. So it is like something really fast moving, and giving the Chariot comes after lovers, after these choices of being made, and it looks like the choice being made is like leaving something behind. Maybe you're stuck in a relationship that is going nowhere. Maybe you're saying to yourself, okay, maybe I love this dude and I love this girl, but sometimes she's unavailable, because that's what the Four of Swords does. But this can be really you. And I really know Cancers. I was married to one. It is just really amazing what you guys can come up with 5 years down the road. Oh, I remember when you were like saying this and this, like, for goodness sake, right? And it's kind of like fun, but it's also sometimes, okay, not everybody is kind of like on that universe. And you take these things really deeply. And I can totally see it here with emotions really ruling you this month. You might feel that you have been let down. You might feel like with Five of Pentacles that it's going to be just you and somebody against the world. You might feel that your idea of family it's not fulfilled, that maybe what you have planned and what you have set, that this is where I want to go, it's maybe not what somebody else wants, or not in that way. So you really need to redefine a whole bunch of things. And it's going to be very different from what you kind of like set your mind on. You have to really count on that, right? But keep in mind, this is all done in a kind of like really kind of like good, it's going in a good direction. Because sometimes, you know, like what was this, Rolling Stones? Sometimes we don't get what we want, but we get what we need, and what we need can turn out to be what we want. So keep that in mind. The more you control things, the more you try to hold these things of moving forward, and they kind of like have the mind of their own, the harder it's going to get, right? You maybe need to kind of like just spread your wings and see what happens, and just maybe trust. Okay, so let's get a few more cards over here. And we have the Four of Earth, and then we have Eight of Sea reversed, which is interesting. I'm gonna get one more. This one might to come out, and we have Ace of Sea reversed. Now, Four of Earth is like the kitty is holding all his toys behind him. Like, what fun is that? Well, why not to kind of like use these toys and play? It looks like you're taking your ball and going home this particular month. Why is that, Cancer? Maybe you have played the balls. Maybe you have been fooled too many times, you know? Once fooled, twice shy. Once burned, twice shy. Whatever the saying is, you are really not extending yourself emotionally. Interestingly, that's what I said. This is really interesting. That is falling on the Death card over here. Look at this. The kitty is listening. These distant sounds of the long waves that she really wants to kind of like go and visit all kinds of like fishes that are existing elsewhere. But when this reverses, it's kind of like digging through your past, digging through your memories, digging through things that maybe bother you. Because you see, Four of Earth, it also talks about perceived accomplishment. It is about the strength. It is about, okay, I feel comfortable in my own four walls. But this card is asking for you to let other people in. I can totally see here a big block. And that is really interesting. I actually want to see one card or this Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you see Two of Sky. There is like a decision to be made, and the decision to be made, it's something that you can't. You're literally, it could be that somebody from the past wants to come back over here. It could be that somebody from the past is saying, well, you know, hello, what do you think? Shall we have another take at it? And you just don't want to be on this perpetual teeter-totter. You have enough of merry-go-round. You just been there, you've done that. And you're kind of like shying away from the decision, but it really looks to me that once when you make up your mind, oh boy, just buckle up. Just buckle up and watch it, because, you know, you are forced to be reckoned with. But the fact that your card is coming through, it means you're back on the horse. You're back in the game. Maybe somebody's going to be feeling, well, you left them out in the cold. Maybe you will go back and forth a few times. Maybe you're going to leave somebody, come back, leave somebody, come back. It's going to be really hard kind of like making this like final decision over here in the situation. And look, you have the Hierophant. To some extent, some of you are married. Some of you maybe feel that you need to protect your vows. Hierophant also talks about a structure of agreeing. Oh my gosh, and you also have the high priestess, because sometimes the Hierophant is called a high priest. And oh my gosh, you have the moon. So then you have everything, the entire water suit. You have the moon, which belongs to Pisces. You have the chariot, which belongs to you. And you have the death. So entire opposites here, right? And interestingly enough, you have the Hierophant and the Ten of Pentacles. Maybe some of you are deciding it is the next phase in my life. I want to get married. I want to be able to move forward. And you really need to trust yourself. When High Priestess shows up, I love High Priestess. It's not a sexy card. It also belongs to Moon. So it's also highly resonating with you. And look at this water that is coming over here. Emotions will be overwhelming you all this month. And they might be deceptive. When the Moon card shows, you're kind of like torn in between head and heart. Because it almost looks to me that you are interested in someone, but you're not seeing a point of continuing. You're not seeing the point of holding on to that, because look at these two aces. You are not engaging anymore, or somebody's not engaging anymore over here. Somebody's really feeling left out. Somebody's really feeling kind of like down and out. The moon can also talk about arguments and jealousy and perceptions. So it could be that you might have a struggle within your own relationship, which you already have, and that you're kind of holding on to yourself, building the walls and building the blockages, right? Where, you still need to mull it over what you want. As I said, it's going to be highly emotional. It's going to go like a tide. You're going to have a really great days and powerful days, but you're also going to have days where you're going to feel let down. So let's see the mystery card. And the mystery card is gratitude. Well, now that's really interesting. I'm just like really wondering if some of you are dealing with shotgun marriage or shotgun pregnancy, that, oh my God, do I really need to do that? That simply can really talk about it, because it's almost like, well, I really don't want to do it, but that's the right thing to do. And that's kind of like how it really looks like. And then the last moment, you're kind of like maybe pulling back from it, right? So gratitude, remember how I said chariot is usually moving forward. It's something fast, force. It's about confidence and willpower, but it's also about finally shedding all the demons, all the shadows that we have inside of us. And it's going to be that month which is going to go back and forth for you, right? Now, this clearly seals the reading, and it tells me that if you are unhappy in any relationship, it is always in your power to change it. You call the shots, and you really need to be resolute this month. So you have to figure out what you admire in people and what you really want in your life in order to push it forward and be authentic. There is like this pregnancy highly indicated over here. It could be that you might even not find out until maybe next month, because somebody just might come and it's going to be one of those for the all good times kind of a thing, and you might end up kind of like carrying something extra, you know what I mean, right? You guys you're being called to do a trust, you need to call to trust yourself and to trust your decisions, right? There is like really no mystery to being a good person. Good people just do good things. If you need to tell someone and let them go, be very careful that you're not ambiguous, that you really tell them why. And you may be leaving somebody because somebody else is pregnant. Maybe something like that can be happening. But this is also talking about pulling on and drawing unconditional love toward yourself. So this is about self-appreciation and appreciation of everything that has been in your life, and it's going to go through different people and through different phases. It almost looks like that everybody you'll be meeting this month is in a way going to be a mirror of yourself. So just see that mirror and see if that mirror is clear and what is staring back at you. So that way you can correct, you can re-strategize, and you can set a course to maybe new, different directions. We'd love to get your comments, guys, and if this resonated on any level, then that means it was the message meant for you. This is a general reading and doesn't most of the time doesn't resonate entirely, because many people and so on and so forth, you know the spiel. If you want to get the reading with me, all my contact information is down below. It is kettarot.ca. You can see different options that I have. So thank you guys for standing by me, being there for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you live every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you guys. Wish you a wonderful month, and I'm looking forward to your comments.